Ultimately, this is also a tremendous opportunity. It's a tremendous opportunity to once and for all remove the dependence on Russian energy, and thus to take away from Vladimir Putin the weaponization of energy as a means of advancing his imperial designs. That's very significant, and that offers tremendous strategic opportunity for the years to come. But meanwhile, we're determined to do everything we possibly can to make sure that the consequences of all of this are not borne by citizens in our countries, or for that matter, around the world.
This is my first video update coming to you from Ayia Napa, Cyprus. And it's a late Sunday morning, about 40 degrees now, Celsius here. And let's take a walk to the old harbor, the old marina, because they're building a whole new marina down that way, like really luxurious flats and high-rise apartments and all kinds of stuff, yachts and things like that. But we'll go to the traditional old marina. And Second Cup. Everybody watching from Canada, is Second Cup popular? Because it's pretty popular here. They've got the coffee, the logo of the coffee with the maple leaf right on top, and they make a pretty good iced coffee, Alfredo espresso. So let's, I've got my coffee in hand. Let's get walking. Let's walk to the marina and talk about some news. And Anthony Blinken. So Blinken there saying it's a tremendous opportunity, absolutely tremendous opportunity with regards to the sabotage of Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. And they're not really concerned about who done it, are they? They're not concerned about that at all. You know, they're just kind of like, it's all right, whatever. Who cares about who done it? We'll have an investigation and we'll figure that out later. But for right now, according to Blinken, this is a huge opportunity, an absolutely huge opportunity. Nice statue, mermaid. Let me see, I think Blinken was actually, he was at a press conference with the Canadian foreign minister, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, phone, open up here. All right, let's see here. Blinken, Nord Stream explosions are a tremendous opportunity. Let's see, the U.S. views the sabotage of Nord Stream gas pipeline as a tremendous opportunity to wean EU states off Russian energy, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken told reporters on Friday. With winter approaching, Blinken said that the U.S. wants the bloc to use less fuel. Washington has for years been trying to convince EU leaders to swap Russian gas for its LNG. The severity of the damage to the undersea conduits now means that the bloc is indefinitely deprived of Russian gas via this route, Russian energy operator Gazprom stated on Friday. Speaking to reporters in Washington, Blinken boasted that the U.S. is now the leading supplier of liquefied natural gas to Europe. In addition to shipping its own fuel to Europe, Blinken said that the U.S. is working with European leaders to find ways to decrease demand and speed up the transition to renewables. It's a tremendous opportunity to once and for all remove the dependence on Russian energy, and thus to take away from Russian President Vladimir Putin the weaponization of energy as a means of advancing his imperial designs, Blinken declared. Yes, he was speaking with the Canadian foreign minister, I believe, Melanie Joly. Yeah. It's a tremendous opportunity, isn't it? Tremendous. Well, it's time for Europe to just not use that much gas. Isn't that what Blinken said? It's time for Europe to stop using gas. It's time for Europe to just get on renewables. And hey, the United States, we're the leading exporter of LNG. to Europe. Funny how that works out, isn't it? So that was Blinken boasting about the fact that Europe is now screwed. I find it hilarious that the Secretary of State is telling Europe what to do. It's probably even more funny, if not tragic, that Europe's going to do what the Secretary of State tells Europe to do, at least the European leaders. Is there any doubt whatsoever who sabotaged, who blew apart that pipeline? Is there any doubt? So, what story should we talk about next? Let's see here. Let's just on the subject of pipelines. Let's discuss the new interconnecting pipeline between Greece and Bulgaria. And there was a big ceremony in Sofia, Bulgaria the other day. Ursula von der Crazy, she attended, as did many leaders in the area, in Greece and Bulgaria and Serbia. Vucic was there, and many other leaders in Eastern Europe, and the Balkans were there, and Van der Crazy was boasting about how this pipeline, this interconnecting pipeline between Greece and Bulgaria, it's a game changer, folks. It's a real game changer. Once again, it's Van der Crazy playing 6D chess with Putin. And now that Nord Stream 1 and 2 is gone, it's history, Van der Crazy has now moved her chess piece to advance Europe's energy independence by not only launching the Baltic pipeline to Poland, which is going to provide 10 BCMs, but now they've got the Bulgaria pipeline, which is also, hey, how you doing? So they've got this Bulgaria-Greece pipeline, which is going to be providing a whopping 3 BCMs. And from what I'm understanding, this is coming from Azerbaijan, first of all. So this is gas, from what I understand, and I could be wrong here, but this is gas that is already coming into Europe. So this is not like, from what I'm getting, this is not going to be like an extra increase, an extra push in gas flow to Europe. But it's just going to be gas that is now going to be diverted, supplemented to Bulgaria via this interconnector. And it's going to provide 3 BCMs to Bulgaria. Just for some context, as I said in my video the other day, Nord Stream 1 was 55 BCMs, and Nord Stream 2 was going to provide an additional 55 BCMs, 55 to 60, just like a whopping number that dwarfs both the Baltic pipe and this Greece-Bulgaria pipe. But you know, Van der Crazy, she was out in full force, talking up how the Russian economy is finished. They're in tatters, absolute tatters. And Europe is weaning itself off of Russian gas. Let's see here. This is coming from the Greek publication Kathimerini. It says the president of the European Union's executive arm traveled Saturday to Bulgaria for the opening of a natural gas link between Bulgaria and Greece, emphasizing the EU's determination to stop relying on Russian energy imports. Speaking at a ceremony in Sofia, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen hailed the pipeline as an important contribution to limiting opportunities for Russia to use its gas and oil reserves to blackmail or punish the EU. The pipeline changes the energy security situation for Europe. The project means freedom, van der Leyen told an audience that included heads of state and government from the region. Freedom. Just like Braveheart, right? Just like Mel Gibson, like William Wallace. Freedom. This means freedom. Oh boy, let's see. The European Commission committed nearly 250 million euros to finance the project. Van der Leyen said the importance of the gas interconnector Greece-Bulgaria pipeline, which was completed in July, has significantly risen after Moscow decided to turn its natural gas deliveries into a political weapon. No, that's not true. Igathi Merini, by the way, is super duper neoliberal globalist publication. So keep that in mind as I'm reading you this post. But no, Russia did not turn its gas into a political weapon. The EU decided to sanction Russia 8 times. 8 times. And then you have the whole turbine situation between Canada and Germany. That didn't help. And then you kind of had this little sabotage thing that took place a couple of days ago, of which Blinken finds it to be a tremendous opportunity. Interestingly enough, for the United States, this is a tremendous opportunity. Let's see what else van der Leyen said here. In late April, Russia cut off gas supplies to Bulgaria after it refused Moscow's demand to pay for the deliveries in rubles, Russia's currency. Relations between the two former Soviet bloc allies have tanked in recent months. And last month, Bulgaria ordered the expulsion of 70 Russian diplomats, triggering an anger response from Moscow. People in Bulgaria and across Europe are feeling the consequences of Russia's war. But thanks to projects like this, Europe will have enough gas for the winter, van der Leyen said. Europe has everything it needs to break free from our dependency on Russia. It is a matter of political will. The 182-kilometer, 115-mile conduit runs from the northern Greece city of Komotini, where it links to the Trans-Adriatic pipeline up to Stara Zagora in central Bulgaria. Plans call for an initial capacity of 3 billion cubic meters of gas a year, and the prospect of future expansion up to 5 billion cubic meters. So basically, all that is needed is like another, I don't know, to make up for Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, another 20 of these pipelines all around Europe, and the problem is solved. Well, then you got to figure out where you're going to get the gas from. Right? You could build the capacity, build another 20 of these pipelines with a capacity of 3 to 5 BCMs all throughout Europe, and then try to find the gas from somebody. But once you can figure that out, yeah, Europe, you're absolutely free. No problem. So they got music playing. I'm gonna have to move on here because the algos are gonna hit. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's all that that Ursula needs to do, is to figure out a way to build another 20 of these pipelines, these interconnectors. Problem is solved. Oh boy. So Greece is like really happy about this. Bulgaria is really happy about this. But Bulgaria has elections coming up very, very soon. I believe October 3. Is it October 3rd? Tomorrow? Or maybe the week after. I'm not sure. I know it's the first week of October. They're going to be having elections. So we're going to have a change. And this government, it'll be NATO, EU. I don't think you're going to see a difference there. But I think it is going to be a little more, I don't want to say Russia friendly, but not as belligerent as the previous Klaus Schwab government. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm here at the end of the pier. weird here. Not bad, huh? Not bad. One thing about it, yeah, Napa, it's got the best water on Cyprus, I believe, or some of the best water in all of Cyprus. Really nice water. Let's sit down. Let's sit down and do some more stories here. Opa. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Sun is strong. Sun is strong. So these are the moves from Europe. The gas pipeline moves that they've undertaken. Tremendous opportunities all around, and there's no way of going back for Europe. They've made sure that those bridges are completely burned, completely. Serbia was also at the event, and Vucic, the president of Serbia, speaking in Sofia, he addressed Vander Crazy, and he asked for money. He asked for money. He said, "We are grateful for your support during the disease that I cannot name, that crisis. But as far as money is concerned, we cannot cover the gas costs now. Please put our Balkan countries on the list with EU countries," said the Serbian president. Speaking about the need for speedy diversification of energy sources, Vucic emphasized the importance of the new pipeline, which will give his country, along with Bulgaria and Romania, access to gas and supplies from Azerbaijan. He stressed that when the project was launched, nobody knew how important it would turn out to be. The president also expressed hope that next year his country would be able to launch a Bulgaria-Serbia interconnector. Actually, just what I was saying, another interconnector. The problem with all of this is, okay, so this gas is coming from Azerbaijan. But once again, I don't believe that you're going to see a significant increase in actual flow from Azerbaijan to make up for the destruction of Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. In other words, you're just kind of moving the gas around. You're taking a little bit of gas out of Greece. Remember, 10, 20%. You have to decrease the gas consumption in European countries 10, 20% across the board. So 10, 20% from Greece, allocated to Bulgaria, allocate some for Bulgaria to other countries in the Balkans, and just try to patch something together. And Serbia is, they're trying to figure out ways out of this mess because Serbia understands, I believe that Vucic understands that sooner or later they're going to get the full banning of Russian gas through the EU. In other words, Turk Stream and all of that, which feeds into Hungary, Serbia. Sooner or later, I think Vucic understands that that's going to be cut off as well. And he's trying to figure out options, short-term fixes, I imagine, for Serbia's energy needs. And I guess he has to crawl to Vander Crazy and ask for some help. And that help from the European Union does not come for free. That is for sure. So that's a problem. That is a problem for Serbia. That is a problem for Vucic. But they're going to have to try and solve it. They're going to have to try and solve it. I guess the best way for Serbia to proceed is to proceed with care and to once again walk that tightrope between Europe and Russia. Just walk that tightrope and try to play nice with Vander Crazy and with the EU and continue your alliance with Russia and Eurasia, which really is Serbia's future. All Serbia needs is for Hungary to go along. I believe Hungary to go along and Russia to reach the western border. That's what Serbia needs. Those two things to happen. And then everything changes. A lot changes. I won't say everything, a lot changes. That's for sure. Um, Germany. Germany was, the German defense minister made a surprise visit to Odessa. Remember that. A surprise visit to Odessa. Now, we've seen a lot of surprise pop-in visits to Kiev. But this time she was in Odessa, and she was meeting with her defense minister counterpart. I believe his name is Reznikov, if I'm not mistaken. And that was the guy that was in the NATO acceleration signing video that I put up yesterday. He was one of the guys that signed that document, and he was in Odessa meeting with the German defense minister Christine Lambrecht, Alexei Reznikov, yeah, and they met in Odessa. And the purpose of this meeting was for Germany to promise the IRIS-T SLM ground-based air defense system more military aid coming to Ukraine in the coming days. In a few days, we will deliver the very modern IRIS-T air defense system, she announced following a meeting with her Ukrainian counterpart Alexei Reznikov in the Black Sea port city of Odessa. Now, Berlin promised this system back in June, and they promised at least one IRIS-T unit for free to Kiev. Ukraine reportedly wants to obtain at least a dozen and has offered to purchase the rest directly from the manufacturer, even though Germany's own armed forces have yet to receive these systems themselves. Germany alone sent over 743 million euros worth of arms to Ukraine, including multiple deliveries of self-propelled Gepard anti-aircraft guns and PZH 2000 howitzers since the start of the conflict in late February. So it looks like they're going to get one. Ukraine wants a dozen. They said they're going to buy it from the manufacturer, but the manufacturer, it seems, hasn't made these even for Germany. But I find it very interesting that they're meeting in Odessa. Air defense systems in Odessa is, I guess, the theme of the meeting, right? To me, that would indicate that that the collective West and Ukraine, they see that Russia has Odessa in its sights. Is that the signal? Is that the message that this meeting is portraying? Possibly, but it was Reznikov at that green. Well, I don't know if it was a green screen anymore. I'm starting to doubt that. I had like a second and third look, and I read everybody's comments. A lot of experts sounded off. Some said it's a green screen. Some said it's not. Some kind of said it could be an alternative thing that they put together. Either way, everyone said that this was what happened yesterday, this accelerated signing was very professional. The filming of it was very professional. Wherever or whatever they did was very professional. And usually when you get into NATO, the NATO countries invite you. They invite you and they vote and you go through a procedure. It usually doesn't happen with Ukraine or a country just kind of saying, we're signing a document, we want in now. That's usually not how it works. Anyway, that was the guy, the defense minister was one of the guys at that stage event, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking at the photo, I saw the video, it looks like it's the same dude. But Odessa, a surprise visit to Odessa, yeah. Something is going to be happening in the next couple of days. Sweden, they're lifting the embargo on arms to Turkey. A win for Turkey. So Turkey was the one vote that was preventing Sweden from entering NATO. And I read an article, I think it was on the Associated Press or Reuters, which said that Sweden kind of quietly, very little fanfare, lifted the sale of arms to Turkey. That was one of the conditions that Turkey had for Sweden with regards to winning Turkey's vote to enter NATO. And it looks like Sweden has they've capitulated to Turkey's demands, and they said, "Okay, we'll lift our arms embargo." So it looks like one of the demands that Turkey had, they won. Now they have another demand, which is to extradite some Kurdish, Swedish citizens, some of which are even in parliament, and Turkey would like those extradited because they believe they are terrorists. So when is Sweden going to extradite these Swedish citizens of Kurdish origin, which Turkey believes are terrorists? I wonder if Sweden's going to extradite them. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, Sweden is going to get into NATO at all costs, even if it means selling out their own citizens. Turkey's winning. Turkey is winning big time. What else should we talk about? We have the Lyman, the news about Grozny Lyman, that Russia has withdrawn its forces. I think I'll put a link to Alexander's video and Brian, the new Atlas, his video. I'll put them down below because I think they explain the situation there a lot better than I could, and the significance of Lyman, which is really not that significant in their opinion and in my opinion. I think this has been a whole overblown media hype in order to somehow show that the Elensky regime is pushing forward and gaining territory. So let's keep this thing going. More money, more weapons. Don't people of Europe, don't protest. Don't get out on the streets. We're winning this war. You see, we've taken over the significant village of Grozny Lyman, which is anything but. It's not significant, and it's a pretty small village, a very small population. And actually, from what I've heard, it was pretty much abandoned, and there was really no one there. And Russia did withdraw whatever troops they had. Last I read, around 500, and they had held out against a Ukrainian force of what I had read was around 6,000. And Ukraine, once again, they suffered terrible losses in order to get this media optics win, because the collective West media is now going crazy over the capture of Grozny Lyman and how this is showing that Putin's war is going poorly. So more weapons, more money, let's keep this thing going. In the words of Blinken, this is a tremendous opportunity, isn't it? A tremendous opportunity to keep the grift going. A tremendous opportunity. So let's do a clown world and we'll wrap. Let's do a clown world and we'll wrap. Let's do a clown world and we will wrap this video up. The coffee isn't helping me, or maybe it hasn't kicked in yet. I don't know if this is a clown world, because I've got a good clown world, a really good clown world, but I don't know if this one is a clown world. Bill Gates, I saw this on RT. Bill Gates warns of a scary winter for Europe. Is this a clown world? I don't know. Maybe like a scary clown world, like a Chucky horror film scary clown world. Microsoft founder Bill Gates has said Europe may face a very scary situation this winter, warning that surging energy prices across the region could mean that people will be unable to heat their homes amid efforts by some nations to ditch Russian energy without any viable alternatives. Speaking to Bloomberg journalist Askat Rathi for a podcast episode on Thursday, Gates was asked to comment on the spectacularly bad prospects for Europeans due to increasing high energy prices this winter. Quote, "The difference in the amount of natural gas you need in a very cold winter versus mild winter will surprise people. It's almost a factor of 3, he said. So you better be hoping it's a fairly mild winter. If it's a very harsh winter, the trade-offs are very, very difficult, including clamping industrial use of energy in large part, which people aren't really ready for. It's a tremendous opportunity, Bill, according to Blinken. This is a tremendous opportunity. What are you going off about? So Bill Gates he's just an expert on everything, isn't he? He is an energy expert. He's an everything expert. I won't even go there. I won't go there as to his other expertise. But yeah, Bill Gates, the natural gas energy expert. But he is right. It's going to be a very difficult, very difficult winter for Europe. But not according to van der Leyen. She says they've got everything figured out because they've got this Greece-Bulgaria pipeline, which is going to give 3 BCMs to all of Europe, to all of the Balkans, from Azerbaijan. Who is Azerbaijan aligned with? Just can't think of the country that Azerbaijan is aligned with. Just doesn't come to mind anyway. And now, according to the new rules of the game, you have these pipelines going from Azerbaijan to Europe, but the new rules are that you can blow apart pipelines as well. I mean, the rules have changed, haven't they? So, I wouldn't feel so comfortable about these Azerbaijan to Europe pipelines either. It's everything's changed. The rules have changed. Everything is fair game. Pipelines, communication cables, all of it. As long as your country sees a tremendous opportunity, then it's okay to blow this stuff apart, right? So let's do a real clown world now. And in this clown world, we are going to talk about Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, he has been made an ambassador in support of Ukraine Army of Drones project. I have no idea what that project is, but let's read what it says. Luke Skywalker is even getting in on the action. Let's see here. This is from CNN. May the force be with him. Star Wars star Mark Hamill has been made an ambassador for the United 24 fundraising platform, where he will work in support of the Army of Drones project to benefit Ukraine. So the United 24 project, this is that website that takes donations from all around the world. And I read the other day that this United 24 project has actually raised $100 million in donations via crypto alone. Via crypto alone. That's pretty impressive. That is pretty impressive. That's a nice statue. Let's see here. 1821 to 2021. The heroic battle between Greek revolutionists and Turkish soldiers of the Famagusta Guard was held here on March 17, 1826. With the victory of the Greeks, the monument was erected under Christoforou mayorship, and it was inaugurated by the Honorable President of the Republic of Cyprus, Mr. Nikos Anastasiadis, on the 13th of June, 2021. It's got English, it's got German language, it's got the Greek language, it's got the Turkish language, and it's got the Russian language. Maledits. All right. So Star Wars. We have got Star Wars getting in on some of the action. Yeah, so the United 24, 100 million in crypto donations alone. And where's that crypto going? Who knows? Who knows where all that crypto is going to go? His introduction as an ambassador took place during an online call on Thursday with Ukrainian President Elensky, who expressed his gratitude for Hamill's support since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Mark, you have become the first ambassador to help Ukraine raise funds to support its defenders, Elensky said. For Ukrainians, this means a lot. As in Star Wars, good will triumph over evil and light will overcome darkness. With you and the team, there's no other way around it. In this long and unequal fight, Ukraine needs continuous additional support. That's why I was honored. President Zelensky asked me to become an ambassador for the army of drones, Hamill said in a statement. I know for certain that Ukrainians need drones to protect their land, their freedom, and the values of the entire democratic world, he added. Right now is the best time for everyone to come together and help Ukraine stand up in this war with the evil empire. That is from Luke Skywalker himself. So it looks like Luke Skywalker has finally turned to the dark side. I had to get that in there. I had to get that joke in there. Luke has finally turned over to the side of the Emperor. I find it hilarious that Mark Hamill actually believes that it's Russia that's the evil empire. The irony of it all. The irony of it all. Yeah, Napa's nice. Nice statues. All right, I'm going to end it there, everybody, with that clown world. That's coming from CNN. Luke Skywalker has finally turned evil. Elensky, I guess, is the emperor. Can we say that Elensky is the emperor, or is that Soros or Schwab? And Elensky's kind of Darth Vader, maybe. Maybe when this is all said and done, Elensky's going to be a star in the next trilogy of Star Wars movies. Perhaps. Why not? Why not? Maybe he's positioning himself to land a role in the next Star Wars. All right. So let's end it there. There you can see the beach area. Let me walk up. If you want to stick with me for a couple of minutes, stick with me. The Duran.locals.com, ODYSEE, BitChute, Rumble, Telegram. Check us out on Telegram. Check out our locals. Look for us soon on Rockfin. Perhaps tomorrow we're going to be doing something on Rockfin. So check us out there. I'll put a link down below for that as well. And Alexander's channel, the Duran's channel. Look for those channels, and here we are. Beautiful beaches of Napa. Take care, everybody.